everybody. We're back again to kick off the
National Football League.
This presentation is brought to you by the National Football League. NFL football is finally starting, man. Seems like it's been like 3 years since we've seen a good football game, but it is time. So we're going to jump in here. We're going to do our weekly predictions of who we think is going to win, going to lose, and then we will recap the games that happened. We can't recap any games this week
because it's only week one.
Because we haven't had any games yet. So what we'll do our predictions for these games, and then we'll do our predictions for the division winners, maybe even the Super Bowl here at the end. So we'll jump through that real quick. But first of all, the season kicks off with a BANG.
Bills against the Rams.
Bills.
The Rams defending their Super Bowl championship.
The Bills at the Rams.
The Rams are trying to defend their ring from last year.
Yeah, the Bills are probably one of the most talented teams that's in the league. So I'm not a Bills fan, but this year,
does it feel like Buffalo?
It feels like Buffalo, yeah. So honestly, I'm picking the Bills to beat the Rams game one. The line is 2.5. Buffalo is favored by 2.5. So as long as you win by a field goal, you should be good. I think Josh Allen, they added Von Miller. I honestly think that might be the key. It sounds weird adding an aging defensive player. That might be the key to a team, but you need that presence that's been to the Super Bowl. He's won it with Matthew Stafford. He's won it with Peyton Manning. He knows he's had probably 5 Hall of Fame defensive players that he's worked with. That is, he's got all of that knowledge with him too. He can go in he can go in that huddle, and in Buffalo there's nothing to do but football
and eat chicken wings.
So he's going to eat wings and play football. So I honestly think Von Miller might be the key, and I really think Buffalo wins this game. What do you think? Do you like the Bills or the Rams?
Matthew Stafford still has a good core of players around him.
He does, yeah.
But I feel like the Bills do squeak it out by at least a field goal.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, well, that is Thursday. That is Thursday night. The season kicks off Thursday night. We'll jump right on into the Sunday games. We will actually be at this one. Browns at
the Panthers.
The Panthers. How about that? The Browns let Mayfield go. We'll trade him, and the Panthers pick him up. And that just happens to be game one. So Baker gets to face his old team game one. I don't think neither one of these teams are going to be superpowers this year.
Just
because of all the turmoil.
If you really want to open up the can of worms that is Deshaun Watson, go ahead, be my guest.
That is 6 suspension games, 11 suspension games, $5 million fine, but he's making $200 million. So
it's like opening a can of worms.
I'm not going to get into that. It is what it is. He's going to be playing in Week 12 unless something else crazy happens. Right now, it is Josh the Rosen.
The chosen one.
The chosen Rosen. Josh the chosen Rosen.
It's been a while since he's been a starter.
It's been a while since he's been called chosen. So I don't know. This is going to be interesting. The Panthers are actually favored in this game by 1.5 points. Since Carolina's at home and Baker really, really, really wants this win, I'm going to go ahead and take the Panthers winning the game probably. It probably will be a close game, probably a field goal game or so, but I still think the Panthers pulled this one out. What do you think?
That should be about right.
Yeah. I said nothing.
It will be close, but I do think Carolina squeaks it out.
Yeah. Going on to the next game, we got the Giants at the Titans. Titans. Don't have to think about that one too much.
Yeah, because the Titans, even though they got a big, giant block of cap space eating contract known as Ryan Tannehill, they do have Derrick Henry. And
Derrick Henry they just reworked his contract where he can make it up $12 million, but this is his contract year. He is a free agent next year. So what do you want to do if you're a free agent next year? Ball out this year.
Yep.
The man is going to try to run for 2,000 plus yards and take a few people out in the process of doing it.
Do that?
Yes, but this is contract year, so he may try to take the record. He may be up there in 22, 2300.
You know, Dad, even with Todd Downing returning as the offensive play caller, which does hamper the offense quite a bit, and you still got Tannehill's massive contract to deal with, but you still got one guy down there that'll carry the both of them.
They better put a saddle on him because that team's going to have to ride him, especially since they let go of
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. They did bring in a good rookie that's got the same top skill set that he
Traylon
does.
Burks from Arkansas.
But there's no guarantee that he's going to be him. But he's, we'll see. Tennessee is, I'm honestly a bubble playoff team this year for me. There's a chance they'll make it and a chance they won't. But I do like the Titans are minus 5.5. I think they'll cover the 5.5. It's probably a
if there's one guy who I
27
can
to
think can
17
carry
it's
this
probably a
team to
10
the
point game.
playoffs with just Derrick Henry, it's Mike Vrabel.
Yes, Mike Vrabel's defense and Henry running the ball, and maybe the rookie wide receiver steps up. That's what you hope for if you're a Titan fan.
Or for a rebound year from Ryan Tannehill, who just signed a massive $170 million contract extension.
He's great as long as he doesn't throw 3 picks in a playoff game.
Well, about that.
Yeah, let's jump on to the next game. We got the Buccaneers at my Cowboys.
It's been quite an off season for Mr. Tom Brady. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been retired, unretired. His wife made him retire through training camp before they should let him go play in regular season. It's been an interesting. I do think this is Tom's last year, but I do think he does want to go out on
especially
top.
when considering his wife.
Yeah.
How she feels about this one season.
Yeah. He's going to pay for this one season for the rest of his life. But I do think he is going to try to go out on top, and I do think he wins game 1 here. I don't think he's going to start out on a bad note. I'm a Cowboys fan. I love for the Cowboys to win, but I'm being realistic. This is Tom Brady trying, and what does Tom Brady normally do every other year?
Win a Super Bowl.
He didn't win it last year. So
but they got a new head man running the show there. They got Todd Bowles as the head coach.
Oh, you mean Tom Brady? Oh, sorry.
Tom Brady's not the head coach.
But he's going to call the offense. You know he's going to call the offense. Bruce Arians was calling the offense until about a third of the way through the first year, and Tom Brady said, "What the?" And then they went to Tom's offense, and they won the Super Bowl. So so it's going to be Tom's offense, whatever it is. So it doesn't matter. Well, but I do think that Tampa Bay's minus 2.5. I think they beat the Cowboys by that.
Well, they got Dan Quinn, though. The Cowboys still have the Dan Quinn factor.
The Cowboys do have a fantastic defense. Michael Parsons is he's a defensive player of the year candidate probably in his second year. He's a monster. I do like CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb's a monster coming into his second year. But there's too many question marks around the franchise as a total. I think Jerry Jones could screw up a gold bar. I really do. So I really don't know if I just don't have any trust in them. We got the Saints at the Falcons.
Speaking of the Saints, they're interesting. They picked up a lot of talent in free agency.
They did. The only question mark, and it's a big question mark,
the head coach.
The head coach.
They promoted the D coordinator to be the head coach.
Dennis
Allen's the head man.
Yeah, they don't have Sean Payton anymore. Sean Payton was sort of the offensive genius. And you got Jameis, the famous Winston.
We got the famous chef.
We got Chef Winston at the
quarterback
cooking up those turnovers. You gotta.
I
don't know. He's
offense.
been pretty good. They do have Alvin Kamara still yet.
He's gonna get a ton of touches.
They still got Quez too, don't they?
Yep.
So they got a couple. They've got some good talent.
They got some the Honey Badger at safety. John Matthews went to the Saints.
They're honestly. I think they're almost a playoff contender too, and I do think they will cover the 5.5 points over the Falcons because the Falcons are in complete disarray now. They've lost everything that they ever were, which we called after they lost that Super Bowl. We said this team will never make it back to the Super Bowl until they completely dismantle and rebuild.
And they dismantled everything, and now they're starting from scratch.
We got the 49ers at the Bears. The 49ers should cover that one rather easily.
Because the Bears can't develop a quarterback to save their lives.
Who is their quarterback now? Is it still Justin Fields? You sort of forget who their quarterback is because they never do anything. I've never hated the Bears. I'm okay with the Bears. I'm a big Walter Payton fan. Love the D that they used to have. I like Urlacher. Yeah, I like all those. I like those. But
the Bears don't have an offense.
Who's their all-time star quarterback for the Bears franchise?
I think per stats,
Jim McMahon, because he won a Super Bowl.
I guess, but there are two others. If you want to
Sexy Rexy Grossman.
That's a reach.
Or
Jay Cutler.
I think that's more of a reach than Rex Grossman. At least Rex did take him to the Super Bowl.
Jay Cutler couldn't lead them past the NFC title game because he was too busy riding on a bike.
Yeah. But anyways, I do think the 49ers cover against the Bears. We got the Steelers at the Bengals. Bengals, Mitch Trubisky, Bengals. That's all I need to say. Because Mitch is the starting quarterback for the Steelers. Honestly, I think this is a good call for the Steelers. Their offensive line is really, really bad. They needed to address it in the offseason, and they did nothing for their offensive line.
That's not good.
Which means they were trying to build up other parts of the team, which in my eyes means they're looking for next year, not this year. So they're going to throw Mitch out there to the Wolves.
And then try to
pick up some offensive line in the draft,
and then put Pickett in there.
And then put Pickett in next year and give him a year on the bench. Honestly, that's not a bad strategy. I don't think Pittsburgh was going to win the Super Bowl this year if they did put him in.
They probably have to hope their defense carries them here.
Their defense is fantastic. T.J. Watt is
the highest paid defensive player in the league, and he
deserves it. He deserves all the money. Throw more money at him.
He got 22 sacks last year.
Yeah, tied the all-time record.
That's crazy.
And he's just getting good. I mean, he's
just entering his prime.
He is scary. The Steelers defense will keep them in a lot of games. The Steelers probably won't have a losing season, which they haven't had under Tomlin since he's been there. They may not have a losing season, but they're not going to make it to the Super Bowl no matter what they do because their offense is in that bad shape.
If Mike Tomlin gets Mitchell Trubisky to the playoffs and wins a playoff game, I will crown Tomlin.
You need to give him a 10-year extension. If he can get Mitchell Trubisky to win a playoff game with that offense,
that's going to be a Christmas miracle.
I'll put money. I'll give some money towards his extension, and I'm not even a Steelers fan. That's we got the Eagles at the Lions. Eagles.
Speaking of big off seasons,
the Eagles may have the most talent in the entire NFL. Along with the Bills, those two teams, talent-wise, are just loaded.
Did you see that offseason they had?
Odell Beckham, he's only 75% of what he used to be. The Rams had him last year, won a Super Bowl with the Rams. Right now he's a free agent. The Rams are wanting to get him back. The Bills are trying to get him. If the Bills get Odell Beckham on top of Diggs and the rest of that, scary.
Yep.
But like I said,
the Eagles got A.J. Brown. We were talking about him earlier. The Titans traded him on draft day to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. The Eagles have a great lineup. I've always been a believer in Hurts. I think Hurts is a good quarterback. I'm not sure if he's a Super Bowl quarterback. I don't know, but I think he's good enough to maybe get them. I think so. And this may be the Eagles' year, to be honest, to win the division and maybe going a little further. We got the Patriots at the Dolphins. I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins did add Tyreek Hill, who was the star receiver for the Chiefs the past few years.
Right now, there's no offensive coordinator, basically, for the Patriots.
I mean, now Bill Belichick came up and said there wasn't an offensive coordinator for some reason.
No, so they got a defensive head coach and a defensive coordinator. You got three defensive people trying to figure out how to play offense now.
That's weird. It's going to look awkward.
And I'm a Mac Jones fan. I think that man is a perfect fit for that. So they may surprise me, but I'm not picking the Patriots to do much this year just because they don't have a good coaching system set in. That sounds weird, but you need that coaching, around those players.
They had Josh McDaniels. He's off to the Raiders. Now you just have a bunch of random people trying to twiddle their thumbs and try to figure this whole thing out.
Yep. So we got the Miami and that one. We got the Ravens at the Jets. Baltimore in this one. I think, again, this is a contract year for our man Lamar Jackson. So I think he's going to do him best.
Figured out.
I don't know. Well, Lamar is representing himself. He has no agent, which is cool. They'll save him probably $10 million if he gets a good contract. But he's just said, I'm only going to negotiate up till game one, and then when game one starts, I'm not negotiating until the end of the season. So it doesn't look like it's going to get done. So he is playing for his money. So I think he'll again try to ball out as much as he can. The line's 7 on this. I think they'll beat them by more than 7. This may be a 31-13 type game, 31-17, something like that.
Because the Jets are still in rebuilding
They
mode.
are still in rebuilding mode. Yep. We got the Jaguars at the Washington football team Commanders. Still don't get that franchise.
The Jaguars. You can't do any worse than you did last year with Urban Meyer.
No. Jaguars and Commanders. The Commanders are actually favored by 2.5, so that's basically a pick'em game because they're home.
I'll just call them Washington at this point because let's just call them Washington.
Washington, yeah. So, I mean, who do you like, the Jaguars or the Commanders? You want to take the Commanders since it's a home team, or
Yeah,
maybe?
probably I'll take the Commanders.
I'll take the Commanders. We got the Colts at the Texans. Should be the Colts. They're favored by 7. I think they cover that.
They got Matt
Rather
Ryan
easily.
now.
I am super, super excited to watch this team play. I'm not a Colts fan. I was a Colts fan when Peyton Manning played there, but I'm not a Colts fan now. I was a Peyton Manning fan. But, man, is that going to be an exciting team to watch. I think they may win the division out from under Tennessee this year. Just because of that 5. Now, did they gel? Did they fit together? That's the question.
Carson Wentz couldn't do that last year.
We'll find out in game 1 here. We got the Packers at the Vikings. Go, Pack, go. I still think that he is the...
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is the regular season MVP. I think he will stay the regular season MVP. I think he'll beat the Vikings. Although the Vikings do have a new coordinator this year that is very offensive-minded.
They got the Vikings fired Mike Zimmer and got the Rams offensive coordinator.
Yes.
Who won the Super Bowl
Who
last
won the
year.
Super Bowl last year. So I think the Vikings offense will look quite a bit better this year. But I still don't think they can get around Green Bay. We got the Chiefs at the Cardinals. Real exciting game. I got the Chiefs, so I got the Chiefs pretty big in it. I know Mahomes and the team are going to be anxious to prove that they are a good team still yet this year too, because they got beat out of the Super Bowl last year. The Bengals took them out. So I think they're going to have something to prove, so I am in for the Chiefs. And then we got the Raiders at the Chargers. Whew.
Oh, boy.
Raiders, Chargers. Raiders are favored. I mean, the
The
Chargers.
AFC West is going to be pretty hot
The
coming into the year.
The Chargers are favored by 3, and it's in the Chargers. So again, I think it's basically a pick'em game. I would probably, I don't know, who do you think, Raiders or Chargers?
I would probably pick the Chargers because they got a lot of talent, too.
They got a lot of talent too. This is going to be something. So, yeah, we'll go with the Chargers. We got -3, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders didn't win that game straight up.
Man, that
'Cause-
AFC West, though.
Oh, man.
Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr, Justin Herbert, and
Our last
Russell
game,
Wilson.
the Monday night game, Monday, is the Broncos at the Seahawks. How
A
about
little
that?
bit of a reunion.
Russell Wilson. Hey, Mayfield goes home. I mean, Mayfield gets to play his old team, the Browns, and
Russell Wilson
Russell gets to
plays
play
his
his
old
old
team.
team, the Seahawks. I think the Broncos win this game. Line 6.5 on it. I think they
The
cover that
Seahawks
too.
are basically in what do we do now mode.
They are. They got to drop down to rebuild mode. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't change head coaches and everything after another year or two, because they're going to be down there around the 3-14 level here in another year or two, probably. But anyways, that is the picks for week 1. Now, as far as the division winners, we'll try to do them real quick. We'll start out with the NFC North. Who do you have winning that division?
Packers probably.
I got to go with the Packers too. And until somebody beats Aaron Rodgers out of that, you got to pick Aaron Rodgers. Now, I'm not going to pick Aaron Rodgers to go to the Super Bowl because I'm wrong every time. He cannot make it through the playoffs, but I will pick him. He might even win the regular season MVP again.
It's the most repetitive thing in the world.
Yeah, but we are picking the Packers there. How about the NFC East? I'm thinking Philly.
Possibly the Eagles because the Eagles
I would-
really loaded up.
I would love to have my Cowboys to win it, but I've got so many question marks with that team as a whole that you sort of have to go with a hot hand, which will be Philly. How about the NFC West? You guys still stay with the Rams, don't you?
Probably going to stick
Yeah.
with them.
The 49ers may
be a wild card again.
I think they're definitely a wild card. They may take the division because they were that close to beating the Rams last year in the playoffs. But it's going to be really close. But you got to stick with the
They
Rams.
got the formula to win in the playoffs.
They do have the formula to win the playoffs. And then the NFC South, we got the Tampa Bay
Buccaneers.
or the Tampa Brady Buccaneers.
Maybe for the last time for Tom Brady.
I definitely think this is his last year. I do. And now for our wild card teams, who do you think we should have as wild cards? I think the Cowboys should be a wild card team. They got
Definitely,
enough talent
they got
for that.
enough talent for a wild card.
Yeah, we got the 49ers as a wild card also.
And who will be the third?
That's a good question. Do you think we'll have maybe some New Orleans? It's possible.
I might pick the Saints.
I think the Saints might squeak one out. It'll either be the Saints or the Vikings.
Saints or Vikings, that's good.
Well, either the Saints or the Vikings will be that last wild card there. We'll just sort of have to wait and see how the new Vikings offense goes. All right, let's jump on to the AFC. AFC North, you got Cincinnati, I think.
Coming off that high Super Bowl run last year.
Yeah, and
with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase burning defenses.
the Steelers are down. The Browns are down again. I think the Ravens will be up because Lamar's going to ball out this year. I still think Cincinnati wins the division. How about the AFC East? Miami or Buffalo?
Buffalo should.
Buffalo still should win that division, I think, very easily. I think Buffalo is a horse down there. Miami could be a wild card, though. We're going to have Miami as a wild card. How about the AFC West? Man.
AFC
Who
West.
to pick there?
I mean, they're so uber talented down there.
You got to pick the Chiefs until somebody beats the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are like the warlord of the division down there, but there's so much talent, it's not going to be nearly as easy as it was in the past.
No. How about the AFC South? Titans or
I might pick the
Colts.
Colts.
I would probably pick the Colts to win the division this year, too. It really depends on if Henry can stay healthy, if Henry stays healthy.
If Jonathan Taylor is healthy and if Matt Ryan is healthy.
Yeah.
Those are the key components.
Health is going to, I think, determine that division because there's some older players in it. And if somebody gets hurt, that's probably going to bring up the next team. So, okay, now who we got as the wild cards now?
Titans are one of them.
Titans should be a wild card. The
Ravens, possibly?
Chargers.
The Chargers should
And
definitely be that.
The Ravens. That's probably my three picks.
Ravens or Raiders, whichever one you want to
That
pick.
puts the Miami on the outside looking in one more time. Missed it by one game last year. They'll probably miss it by one game this year.
Man, that's a tough spot to be as a franchise.
That is a tough spot to be as a franchise. Now, who do you have in the Super Bowl? Who do you have winning the NFC? Is it Tampa Brady? Is it the Rams?
I want to pick the Bills and the Bucks with the Bills winning the Super Bowl.
That is exactly who I picked too. I think Tampa Brady will make it back to the Super Bowl because it's his year too, and I think the Bills do it this year or
They got to make changes.
they're going to have to make a change or two somehow. But I think this is the Bills' year. I think they bring the first Super Bowl win
To the city of Buffalo.
to the city of Buffalo.
And may the tables be shattered all across the town.
There'll be some bouncing tables all over it. But anyways, that is us. That is our Super Bowl picks, our division winners, and the picks for week number 1. We hope you had a little fun with us.
Put us a comment down what you think is going to happen this season.
Yeah, tell us who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, or who's going to win each division. Give us some hints and some help there. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
Here's the Groovy Baby button.
Hit the Groovy Baby button over there somewhere. Other than that, we will be gone until next week.
See you next week.